بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أحييكم وإخواني وأخواتي بتحية الإسلام السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته وأهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم إلى دروس في اللغة العربية. اليوم درسنا الثلاثون. Today our class is the 30th class or the 30th session of Arabic language, where we are trying to read, write, speak and listen classical and standard Arabic. Today inshallah اليوم نريد أن نتكلم عن كيفية الساعة. كيف نقول الساعة. Today we want to learn how to tell the time. Okay? So you would have recalled sometime earlier on in our course where I had mentioned that the Arabs have devised a system whereby they have used three main letters to measure words, and they have used these letters to formulate or to show the people or the students the way how to recognize different aspects of a particular rule. All right? So with regards to telling the time, if we were to focus on the fa, ain, lam, and we notice some additional letters to the fa, ain, lam, then those additional letters are the same additional letters that we will use to say the time. All right? So let's say, for example, we want to say the time now is 1 o'clock. All right? It is 1 o'clock. By using the scale or the pattern of al-fa'ila. Now, if you look at this pattern, al-fa'ila, all right, you can see clearly some additional letters to the fa, ain, lam. All right, so focus on fa, ain, lam. Fa, ain, lam. And look at this. So what we are actually seeing is that we are seeing alif and lam, alif and lam. All right, these are extra letters, okay? And then we have another alif here, okay? And then we have this ta. All right, so we have fa, ain, lam. Those are the additional letters. So when you want to tell the time, you take the number, all right, and you just follow this pattern. So let's say 1. The Arabic word for 1 is wahid. All right? So we have wahid. Wahid. All right? By following this pattern, right, we add an alif and a lam. We already have an alif here. All right? So normally you will look for 3 main letters in the word. Okay? So the main letters really is well, you could say the waw and the ha and the dal. They have an alif here already. All right? And then we have a ta at the end. Okay? And we make sure that the middle letter has a kesra. All right? So we have al-wahida. Al-wahida. So al-wahida means 1 or the one. And we have the word as-sa'a. As-sa'a. As-sa'atu means the hour. The hour, H-O-U-R. The hour is 1. So it's like you say 1 o'clock. All right? As-sa'atul wahidatu. As-sa'atu al-wahidatu. All right? As-sa'atul wahidatu. Okay, so that is 1 o'clock. As-sa'atu. Sa'a means hour. It also means clock. It also refers to time, like 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, and so on. Okay, so it have different meanings. It also refers to like when you're talking about the day of judgment, when is the hour, right? Like a man came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, "Mata sa'atu, mata as-sa'atu, ya Rasulullah, when is the hour?" But he was talking about the day of judgment. All right. So we want to say time is 1 o'clock. This is how we say it. As-sa'atul wahidatu. So we have ithnani. Right? This one, it changes. We have the tha and the noon, right? And noon. But it is like this. You will have to just learn some of them of just like that. Atha. All right? Ni, and there's a ya here. So I should write this in red. Ya and then the ta. So it is athaniyat, athaniyatu. As-sa'atu athaniyatu means 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. As-sa'atu athaniya. As-sa'atu athaniya. As-sa'atu athaniya. Okay? And then you move on to 3. Thalatha will be as-sa'atu ath-thalitha. Like that. Right? And we have the extra alif here, and we have the ta here. As-sa'atu ath-thalitha. As-sa'atu ath-thalithatu. So we know this has a fatha because there's a ta here, and this ta here will take a dhamma because it's agreeing with the hour, right? As-sa'a. Okay, so it's not difficult. It's very simple. Now, for 4 o'clock, anybody could tell me how you could say 4 o'clock? The time is 4 o'clock. As-sa'atu ar-rabi'a. Correct. Ar-rabi'atu. As-sa'atu ar-rabi'atu. And 5 o'clock will be as-sa'atu al-khamisa. For 6 o'clock, all right, 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock is as-sadisa. All right? As-sadisa. As-sa'atu sadisa. It's a dal and a sin. That's 6 o'clock. So some of them you will just have, to learn them of. It doesn't follow exactly the letters that they were in the actual number, like sitta. Okay. So it's sittatun is written like this, right? Sitta. Sittatun. Right? But from sittatun, we get as-sadisa. Right? So we have the alif lam here, and we have the next alif here, and we have the ta, but we have a dal and a sin here. But that's how it is, okay? you will just have to learn this one off like that. As-sadisa. And 7 o'clock will be as-sa'atu as-sabi'ah. As-sa'atu as-sabi'ah. And 8 o'clock as-sa'atu as-thamina. As-sa'atu as-thamina. And 9 o'clock as-sa'atu التاسعة. الساعة التاسعة. And 10 o'clock الساعة العاشرة. العاشرة. So it's very easy. But that is when the time is on the hour. All right? But supposing now it is quarter past. So we will say الساعة الواحدة. الواحدة. الساعة الواحدة. And we just say and wa. And it's quarter. So we have وربع. ربع. ربع. Right? وربع. So ربع. ربع is quarter. ربع means quarter. So it's 1 o'clock and a quarter. And a quarter. All right? So that is quarter past. Quarter past the hour. Quarter past the hour. الساعة الواحدة وربع. If it is quarter to the hour, we will still say الساعة الواحدة, and we use إلا ربع. So it is إلا. إلا means except. All right? Except, and then we'll have ربعا. So notice this is ربعا and this is ربع. All right? This has to do, the reason why this here is in the accusative, it is because it is what is called exceptional. That is a rule, one of the 11 rules which I had indicated sometime before that will cause the noun to be in the accusative case. All right? And this is one of the reason. If a noun comes after the word illa, it goes in the accusative. All right? It is mentioned many times in the Quran, especially when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded the angels to bow down to Adam. وَسَجَدَ الْمَلَائِكَةُ إِلَّا Iblis. So you have Iblisa, a fatha. So it's the exceptional noun. So understand, when it is before, you will just call the same hour, even though it has not yet reached 1 o'clock. We say as-sa'atul wahidatu, right? And then we say except. It's not one really, it is one except illa rub'a. Illa rub'a. And when it is quarter past, it's 1 hour, it's 1 hour plus a quarter. As-sa'atul wahidatu wa rub'a. As-sa'atul wahidatu wa rub'a. And if it is half past, say wa, and this is half. Wa nisf. Nisf. Nisf means half. Nisf. Nisf. Nisfun. Right? Half. If you want to say like 5 minutes past. All right, so you have these. You could have even quarter, quarter. You have a third. The Arabs also say a third pass. So third will be thuluth. Thuluth. Sometimes it is rub or rubu. Rubu'un. Rubu'un. All right? So like rubu'un. Right? Sometimes with a sukun and sometimes with a dhamma. So thuluth. Thuluth means a third. So it's like 20 past or 20 minutes to. So if it is past, you will say and as-sa'atu thaniyatu wa thuluth. That means it is 20 past, all right, the hour. 20 past 2. If it is 20 minutes to 2, as-sa'atu thaniyatu illa thuluthan. This will become mansub. All right? Becomes mansub. Illa thuluthan. Hal fahimtum? Do you all understand? Right? So it's easy. Anytime you're using illa, the word that comes after will be in the accusative. It is mansub. All right? So illa rubu'an, rubu'an, or illa thuluthan. Okay? Now I was saying that, so the Arabs, we normally, English people don't normally say it's a third pass. We just say 20 pass, right? But the Arabs use thuluth. So 20 minutes is really 1/3 of the hour, basically. And the word thuluth means 1/3, all right? Thuluth means 1/3. Now, supposing you wanted to say it's 5 minutes past 1. All you need to do is to say and 5 wa khams. As-sa'atul wahidatu wa khams. You could say wa khamsu daqa'iq. All right? Wa khamsu wa khamsu daqa'iq. All right? So normally we don't pronounce the last vowel. All right? We don't pronounce the last vowel. So what we want to really see here is, the time is, the hour is 1 and 5 minutes. The minute you say 1 and 5, the word minutes is understood. So normally you don't need to say, right? Like we don't say 5 minutes past 1. We just say 5 past 1, right? 5 past 1, all right? So al-wahida wa khams. Al-wahida wa khams, right? Al-wahidatu wa khams. And you, if you want to be specific, you want to be down to the exact second, then you could, the minute actually, if you want to be 6 minutes past or 7 minutes past, you just use the number here. All right? So if it's 2 minutes past, all right? As-sa'atul wahida wa wathnatan. All right. Ithnan becomes ithnatan. Right? Well, inshallah, you would learn like how, when we start dealing with numbers, when I say numbers, how to use numbers to count, that will be a separate session, inshallah. And we will go through how to use the numbers when you're counting, right? Like items, right? There are some special rules that govern the numbering system, all right? Like when you're counting from let's say from 3 to 10, there is one method. From 11 to 99, it's a different rule, all right? Then 100, another rule, and so on, all right? So we will deal with that in the next session. So basically what you need to say is just call the hour and just say wa and then you use whatever number of minutes it is, whether it is 10 minutes past, right? If you want to say al-wahida wa ashara, right? Al-wahida wa ashar, right? It's 1 and 10, right? What is and so on, right? So you all understand that so far? So up to 10, we have learned how to say up to 10 o'clock. We could say 5 minutes past 10. We could say 10 minutes past 10. الساعة العاشرة وعشرة. Right? الساعة العاشرة. الساعة العاشرة 10. وعشرة and 10. So it's 10 past 10. الساعة العاشرة والربع. What is that? Quarter past. Right? الساعة العاشرة إلا ربع. إلا ربع. Except quarter. So that will be quarter to. All right? If I say إلا ثلثا, it will be 20 minutes to. All right? Okay, if I ask the question, متى تذهب إلى المدرسة? متى تذهب إلى المدرسة? متى, when, تذهب, you go, إلى المدرسة, to school. أذهب, I go, أذهب. الساعة أو الساعة, let's say السابعة أو الثامنة. أذهب الساعة الثامنة. Right? الساعة الثامنة. أذهب الساعة الثامنة. All right? We say it with a fatha at the end, because that is another rule again for why the noun changes from the dhamma to a fatha. It's called maf'ulun fihi when it deals with time. All right? We would learn that rule also in a later class. But the main idea of telling the time is to memorize this. This is the key word that you have, the key. All right? To memorize al-fa'ila. Al-fa'ila. As long as you remember al-fa'ila, all right? If you remember al-fa'ila, you will be able to tell the time. Al-wahida, al-thaniya, al-thalitha, al-rabi'a, al-khamisa, al-sadisa, al-sabi'a, al-thamina, al-tasi'a, al-ashira. That is up to 10 o'clock. Now, if you want to say 11 o'clock, 11 o'clock, all right? 11 o'clock. It's not like al-wahida. 11 o'clock is al-hadiyata. الحادية عشرة. الساعة الحادية عشرة. الساعة الحادية عشرة. That means it is 11 o'clock. الحادية عشرة. And if it is 12 o'clock, الثانية عشرة. عشرة. الساعة الثانية عشرة. That's 12 o'clock. الساعة الثانية عشرة. All right, so these two, pay special attention to them. All right? And if it is after the hour, you say wa. And if it is before the hour, you say illa. Illa. All right? Now, with regards to time, there are some other things that people also need to know about the time. There are certain words, all right? There are certain words that also refer to time. Okay? So now not about the clock but in particular, but actually it's about time. So this brings us to this particular topic. It's called Zarf al-Zaman. Zarf al-Zaman. It's called in English adverb of time. So there are certain words, when you hear them, it is also about time. All right? So if you want to say, I go to my garden in the morning, I go to my garden in the morning. Let's write that. I go. أذهب to إلى حديقتي حديقتي. So I go to my garden in the morning. في, and you have الصباح, في الصباح. All right? At the morning or in the morning. This phrase here, في الصباح, I could replace these two words with one word. Instead of saying في الصباح, I can say صباحا. So صباحا, all right, it's called an adverb of time. صباحا is zarf, right? Zaman. صباحا. And if I want to say in the evening, right, I would say fil masa, and instead of saying fil masa, we say what? Right, correct. Masa'an. Masa'an. And it is written like this. Instead of saying fil masa, we say what? Masa'an. Masa'an. So masa'an is also zarf. Zarf zaman. Masa'an. Right? So masa'an means in the evening or at the evening. Sabahan, at the morning. All right? So there is no difference in terms of the meaning. The meaning is the same. It's just that it could be expressed different ways. You could either say fis sabah, or you could say sabahan. Fil masa, or you can say masa'an. If you want to say daytime, I say naharan. That means daytime. Naharan. And if I want to say nighttime, right, I will say what? Laylan. So daytime, nighttime. By day, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. He said, Ya Rabbi, inni da'awtu qawmi laylan wa naharan. I invited my people by night and also by day. Right? Laylan wa nahara. I work day and night. A'malu, I work. A'malu, alif, ain, mim, lam. A'malu, naharan wa laylan. So these words, naharan, laylan, sabahan, masa'an, they're all referred to as zarf zaman. They are adverb of time. All right? Adverb of time. Let us look at some more words. All right? Some more words. So we have sabahan, we have laylan, and we have masa'an. We have masa'an. All right? We could have ظهرا, فجرا, عصرا, عشاء. Right? Like all of these different timings for our salah. So we could have what? ظهرا, ظهرا, right? ظهرا will be at the time of noon, right? Noon time, anytime after like Salatul Dhuhr time. So instead of using the clock time, like you say 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock, instead of referring to numbers, you could refer to, certain things happening at that time. So when you say ظهرا, ذهبت إلى المall ظهرا, right? This time. All right? All right? If I say رأيت محمدا عصرا, عصرا, that means I saw Muhammad at the time of Asr time. All right? عشاء, عشاء, right? وجاءوا أباهم, the عشاء يبكون, right? They came in the night, right? The brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam. جاءوا أباهم, they came to their father in the night. عشاء يبكون, crying. All right? So you have عشاء. And you have the word fajran. So that is break of dawn time. The break of dawn time. So all of these words here, they point to adverb of time. All right? If you want to say I came early, I came early to class. All right? From the verb ja'a. See, we didn't do these kinds of verbs as yet. But ji'tu means I came. Ilal masjid. Mubakkiran. Mubakkiran. So mubakkiran means early. All right? Mubakkiran, early. All right? I went to school late. ذهبت to school إلى المدرسة متأخرة. متأخرا. All right? So متأخرا means what? late. مبكرا, متأخرا. These are all telling us about time. All right? So early and late. Words like al-yawm. Al-yawma means today. And ams means what? Yesterday. Amsi is yesterday. And tomorrow, ghadan. All right? Ghadan. These are all adverbs of time. Ghadan. All right? Al-yawm, ams, ghadan. So you could have them like in different categories. This is another category here. All right? And then you have these. Adverb of time is also like the word qabla and ba'da. You have qabla, which means, what's the meaning of qabla? Before and after. Qabla means before, and ba'da means after. All right? Qabla, ba'da. And you have another word here, khilal. Khilal, like around or between. Baina. All right? And lastly, use a different color. Kulla. And here, you could have different words. Like kulla yawm. So kulla yawmin, mudaf ilayh, every day. Kulla usbu'in, every week. Kulla usbu' every week. Kulla shahrin, every month. Kulla sa'atin, every hour. All right? Kulla daqiqatin, every minute. Kulla thaniya, every second. Kulla sana, every year. Or kulla am. Right? And on Eid day you say kulla am wa antum bi khair. Right. So every. So it's kulla with a fatha. Kulla yawmin. All right? All of these, like the word kulla, and together with whatever coming, will be adverb of time. Right, so now we want to know how to ask the time. We know how to tell the time, all right? And we know a lot of things about time here with all of these things. But now if you want to ask somebody, what is the time? You will say what? Kam is-sa'a? Kam is-sa'a al-an? All right? So let's write that here on the board. Kam is-sa'a al-an? Kam means how much, and as-sa'a means the hour. So basically you're literally asking how much is the hour, right? But it is interpreted to mean what is the time. So you say what? Kam is-sa'a al-an? كم الساعة الآن؟ كم الساعة الآن؟ كم الساعة الآن؟ What is the time now? الساعة الواحدة. متى ذهبت إلى بيت صديقك؟ متى ذهبت إلى بيت صديقك؟ إلى بيت صديقك. At what time? All right? Or when did you go? When did you go at your friend's home? ذهبت إلى بيته. I went to his house. ذهبت إلى بيته الساعة الثامنة. Right? وربع. الساعة الثامنة وربع. I went to his home at 8:15. So that will be 8:15. All right? I could also ask في أي ساعة. Right? في أي ساعة. At what time? في at which time or which hour. And instead of using the word ساعة, I could say في أي وقت. وقت. في أي وقت. At which time. So the word وقت means time, right? في أي وقت, right? ستذهب إلى السعودية. right? في أي وقت ستغادر البلد. At what time would you depart the country? في أي وقت رحلتك. في أي وقت رحلتك. At which time is your flight. All right? رحلتي, my flight, في الساعة التاسعة مساء. My flight is at 9 p.m. مساء, in evening, right? مساء. All right? رأيت صديقك. I saw your friend. في وقت المغرب. في وقت المغرب. At the time of Maghrib. All right? So there are various ways of expressing time depending on how you use it. So if you're using like a clock or a watch, then you will point to the hour. But you can still talk about time, right, by using other words. All right? So remember how to ask the time. كم الساعة? What is the time now? Or في أي ساعة? Or ما هو الوقت الآن? ما هو الوقت الآن? What is the time now? So instead of saying كم الساعة الآن, you could say ما هو, what is the time, right? الآن. ما هو الوقت? ما هو الوقت الآن. الآن. Right? ما هو الوقت الآن? Okay? So you could ask, different ways. If you say كم الساعة, right? You're asking about the time. ما هو الوقت الآن? You could be also asking about the time. Right? في أي وقت ستذهب, right? في أي وقت ستذهب إلى Port of Spain? At what time would you go to Port of Spain? Right? سأذهب بعد الظهر. سأذهب, I will go. بعد صلاة الظهر. Right? أو قبل صلاة العصر, or something like that. Right? So these are some of the ways of expressing your timing, and you just have to practice and learn them, and inshallah you will get good at them. All right, so learn these words: ظهرا, عصرا, عشاء, فجرا, You don't normally say Maghriban. People hardly say Maghriban. They will say في وقت المغرب أو بعد المغرب أو قبل المغرب and so on. All right? Yes. مبكرا, early, متأخرا, late, right? And that's it for time, an adverb of time. Inshallah, for our next class, we will probably look at the adverb of place. So normally when we talk about adverb of time, the next thing that they're connected, adverb of place. All right? So until then, inshallah, I think you should practice some work and asking yourself about time and start to talk about when you're going somewhere or if you have been at a certain place at a certain time. Just try to use those phrases and sentences, inshallah. And maybe you can make up some sentences and send them for me through the group, the WhatsApp group, or directly to my number, right? You have my number already. Just in case some of you may have missed my number, I'll write it here again on the board for you. Those of you who are viewing from outside, so it's 1-868-620-4454. All right? That's my number. And you could WhatsApp me some of your work that you're doing on your own. And inshallah, I will mark it. There are many students who normally will do their homework and I will, correct it. All right? And for you here in class, some of you do the homework and some of you don't. All right? That's not too good. All right? So I hope next time, inshallah, you all will give me some homework. And for those of you who have been doing your homework, jazakumullah khairan. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase us all in our knowledge and also in the knowledge of the Arabic language. And that's it for today. Jazakumullah khairan. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.